Today I'm answering a question that was asked, and I love it when you ask questions. I love to be able to serve and help you guys, so thank you for asking. And if there's something you're wondering about, please type it in with our channel. I'd love to get to that. But here's our question for today. It is so easy to get supplements, but also so easy to buy supplements with the wrong other ingredients. I would like a video on what ingredients to avoid and how to source quality supplements. That would be so helpful. Well, thank you so much for answering that, or for asking that question. And I'm Dr. Lori Anderson. I'm going to do my best to answer. I'm going to give you 5 tips today on things that I look for when I am sourcing supplements. So the first thing is, rather than going to the label, which is, this is the label right here, I go straight down here to the very bottom to the ingredients list. That's the first thing that I go to, is go to the ingredients list. And there's a lot of really poor quality supplements out there, unfortunately, that use cheap fillers and poor ingredients that may actually create more inflammation and more problems than what you're trying to help yourself with. So I go to that ingredients list and I see what's in there. Here are some examples of cheap ingredients and poor fillers: corn oil, soybean oil, polyethylene glycol, polyvinyl alcohol, rice flour. There's a lot of things in there that are used to fill up the ingredients, and they are not helpful to you. Here's another thing. One of my pet peeves about the supplement industry right now is the gummies. Tons of people come in on gummies now, and they're palatable, especially for kids, because they look and kind of even taste like candy. Well, that's not a good thing when we're trying to get healthy. So the first thing in a gummy is, well, take a look. You can see it right there. It's the sugar. So if you go to the ingredients list, you're going to see things like tapioca syrup and cane sugar. Well, they try to make it sound good, and it's organic tapioca and organic cane. Well, who cares? It's still sugar. So gummies, the first thing I don't like about gummies is all the extra sugar, which you can see right there. And the other thing is what's used to make it into that gummy texture. And it's the gums. It's like acacia gum. It's like carrageenan gum. And those gums, for a lot of people, cause a lot of GI distress, a lot of upset stomach pain, gas, bloating, etc. So in general, I really don't like gummies for those 2 reasons. And if you look at the ingredients list, you're going to be able to rule that out right away as a good source. So let go of the gummies. Number 2, here's our second tip. Look at where you're buying your supplements from. Make sure that it's a quality source, not just the company or the brand, but where are you actually buying your supplements? Because if it's a company that cares about your health and their ingredients, it's probably going to be a fairly high quality supplement. We care a lot, so the supplements we sell are very high quality. Amazon, for instance, they don't care at all what they're selling to you. They just want to sell. So that's not an example of a quality source. Your local big box store is probably not an example of a quality source. But a local health food store, for example, in Great Falls, Healthy Horizon, I happen to know the owner has done a lot of research and provides quality supplements there. 2J's, which is another store locally owned, they also provide, in general, pretty good supplements in general. So your source is tip number 2. Where are you buying them from? Tip number 3 and 4 both apply to fish oil. Now, most people have heard that fish oil is good for them, and so a lot of people come in taking fish oil, but a lot of fish oil is poor quality. And one of the ways you can tell is by smelling it. I know that sounds really weird, but if you smell fish oil and it smells rancid, or if it smells really kind of rotten or fishy, that's not a good sign. It's trust your nose, trust your instinct. It's probably poor quality. So smell is tip number 3. Now, there are some supplements that do have a really weird smell. A few exceptions I can think of would be selenium or NAC. Maybe B vitamins can have a funny smell, but you can just tell it's a distinct odor of that supplement. It's not a bad smell like some of the fish oils. So I actually open bottles. Now, of course, you can't do it if it's sealed, but if you purchase it, smell it. If it smells bad, throw it away. It's not worth taking. All right, that's tip number 3. And tip number 4 also pertains to fish oil. That's look for a certification. You see, supplement industry is generally not regulated, but there are standards of certification. And for the fish oil, I look for this little tiny label right there. I don't know if you can see that. It's called IFOS, International Fish Oil Society, and there's one for krill oil too, IKOS, International Krill Oil Society. They quality check. They look for heavy metals. Fish oils often are contaminated with mercury and other heavy metals. They test for rancidity. They make sure it's pure and quality ingredients. So that certification is one way that you can tell you're getting a quality product. So certification and smell are two things that I look for. That's your tip number 3 and 4. Now, what's tip number 5? Tip number 5 is the cost. If you have no other way to tell if it's a quality product or not, and you have two options for, say, a fish oil, and one costs $10 and the other one costs $50, well, I can guarantee you the $50 one is a higher quality product. You get what you pay for. And you might say, well, that's great, Dr. Loy, but I can't afford it. I can't afford these high cost supplements. Well, I'm going to encourage you, if you can't afford quality, don't buy any. It's actually worse to buy a cheap supplement than it is to take nothing. And in fact, supplements are called that because they cannot replace the basics of a high quality basic lifestyle. So getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, eating good food, resting, moving your body, all those things are free to you, and that's what promotes good health. Supplements are just like the icing on the cake. They are supplements, not replacements for. But if you're going to purchase supplements, get the highest quality you can, which means it's going to cost more. It just is, because it costs more to make and manufacture high quality supplements. So if there's no other way you can tell, pick the higher cost one. I know that sounds backwards when you want to save money, but you're not saving money to buy a cheap supplement. So guys, that's 5 tips that I use in choosing supplements. You can shop anywhere you want to, but make sure that you're spending your money wisely and that it's going to promote good health and not harm it. I'm going to end with a really, really quick story. I had a patient tell me he was reacting to vitamin D, and we checked, and it wasn't the D, it was the ingredients that he had never even looked at. So I'll just end with that. We do have a supplement store online. We sell supplements there, and we'll put the link if you want to check it out. But you never have to buy supplements, and remember, they cannot take the place of the basics. And with that, remember, you're not alone, and you are loved. Take care. Bye.